And here we are at the spillway. See the bird taking off? They're having a lot of fun. And we've got one sort of shag over there where the water is actually running, hoping that the water disturbs the undercurrent and little crustaceans and food come up and it will pounce on them. I mean, it's lovely looking up the river there. Ideal for canoes. If you could get a canoe down here, put it in, go all the way up there, it would have great fun. This birdie's having a look at me now, taking a step backwards. But what could Andy Goldsworthy do here? Like I say, food colouring. He would pick up a load of branches, shove them into the waterfall itself, and create a nest coming out of the actual waterfall. There's some rocks here. They could perhaps be moved around to divert the current into some artistic pattern. As we look down, there's the bridge going over. When it floods, the water goes right over the top of that, where that chap is there, those cars, right over the top of there. When it floods, which might happen in a month's time, Christmas time. As you can see here, they've reclaimed and protecting the spillway from getting washed away using wire in amongst the stones. It's a great idea. Another thing too I've always thought would be good to come down and check here after a flood. If you look at the banks, you can see how they've been well worn away. They've grassed up now because they haven't had a flood for a while. But when they do get a flood, wouldn't it be great to come down here and look for gold? Because Gympie is a gold mining town, and I wouldn't be surprised if you had a look in the bank after a heavy flood, all the earth would be disturbed and there might be a chance of some gold. But if we just watch the water itself, you can see how relaxing that is. That's nature creating art. This is a lot different to what I was brought up with in Scotland when I was 13 and 14. We had a woods near us called the Black Woods and the Calder River. Dark and black and deep, and a waterfall of about 3 meters. And behind the waterfall, you could actually go behind it. I never did, but big boys did. There was an actual opening, and it led. There was actually a tunnel that used to lead way into the underground underneath the river actually, and it was made by the Romans. Because further on in the woods, you'd find another entrance that the Romans made, and there would be parts of Roman bridges and cobblestones that the Romans laid. This was in Scotland, so it's got quite a history, of course. But Australia is my country now, and I love it. I just wish we could get a little balance with the weather, not so much the extremes, you know. Here we are. They must have upset the duck. But this river is teeming with life and is home to the Mary River turtle, and they make their nests high up in the banking so that they don't get flooded. And when the babies hatch out the eggs, they roll down the banking. So it's a tumultuous welcome into this life when they drop about 20 feet head over heels, little baby turtles into the water, if they can make it, of course, before any big bird gets them. But as you can see, the natural palettes and the reflections, water is fantastic. There's lots of things you can do. But nature itself paints a wonderful palette. So this is the famous Mary River, and when it floods, it floods. You can see the banking over there, how it's just worn away and worn away. Occasionally, well, over there you can actually see some pylons got into the ground when the early pioneers were here for the gold mines. They only had like a small wooden structure going across there, and it's been washed away many years ago. And as I say, that bridge there with the cars, that's not even high enough now. Flood goes right over the top of that and it's blocked off. The people on the south side of the river, as they call it, are blocked off. Luckily they've got a supermarket now the last couple of years. Before that they used to have airlifts of food over there and a flood boat by the emergency services that take bread and milk over. So that's the Mary River right in heart of Gympie, southeast Queensland, Australia.